I am back from my little maternity leave. You might not have even noticed because I pre-filmed some videos, but this is my first video back after giving birth to baby Henry, who is over here sleeping next to me. And I thought a great first video back would be a Q&A catching you up on what's going on now that we have 2 kids and answering some of your questions while I fold a whole bunch of laundry, because that is what my days look like now. Newborns create a whole bunch of laundry, and then Jim and I, of course, also have a ton of laundry. So I'm just going to go through, answer your questions, and fold laundry. I do have them in front of me here, so I might be looking down. Obviously, I'm going to be looking down because I'm going to be folding laundry. But I am excited to share these answers with you and go through some of your questions because there are good ones. I'm going to start with one that is very pertinent to right now. And somebody asked if I have laundry tips for getting laundry actually put away. They said that they oftentimes have a lot of laundry piles that they have washed and folded but can't get them actually put away, which I find interesting because I think the hardest part oftentimes is the folding. I know a lot of people will get their laundry washed and then it sits there in a pile and they need to fold it and then put it away. I would think if you can get it folded, the putting it away part should hopefully be the least difficult part of the battle. And I would honestly try and look at what's the reasoning behind why you aren't putting it away. Is it because there isn't space in your drawers and you feel like you're stuffing things in? Maybe you need to do a little bit of organizing or carrying things around. I just got this collapsible laundry bin myself, which has made it so much easier to transport clean laundry around the house and get it folded and put away. I don't know why I didn't have one before. I was just like carrying things around the house in my arms, which was not an effective strategy. So do whatever you can to make it easier on yourself. And remember, you've already done the hard work of folding it, because again, that truly is the hard work, is the folding part. So if you got that far, just finish that extra step. I always try and make sure that my load of laundry is completely put away before I then wash the next load. I don't want to then the next day come in and start another load, but I still haven't folded or put away clothing from the last load. That's something I definitely try and avoid. So maybe if you think about it that way, that could help. And somebody else asked, do I follow a cleaning schedule? Which is part of what I'm talking about. Yes, I do. And I will link a video where I talked about creating my cleaning schedule, which you might be able to follow along and create your own cleaning schedule. I also did a series that I called Day by Day in the Life and showed you what I did every day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and how I get things done with a full-time job with, at that point I had 1 child, and integrating my cleaning routine and getting those tasks that I had assigned on every day of the week done. So I would recommend that video on creating a cleaning schedule, as well as the Day by Day in the Life playlist. So I'll try and link those 2 things for you, but I do have a cleaning schedule. I have specific days of the week that I wash specific types of clothing, specific areas that I try to clean up. I will say right now I'm a little bit off of things, but then again, I have a newborn who is just about 2 weeks old. So in life, things are going to throw you off, and that is perfectly okay. But I will strive to get back on my cleaning routine here in the next couple of weeks. Laundry is, for the most part, back on schedule already at this point. But let's see, do you have help with the house cleaning, kids, or yard work? I did categorize these questions together, so hopefully they're flowing nicely. And the answer is yes and no. So house cleaning help on a daily, weekly basis, no. We do not have somebody who consistently comes to our home to clean. But that being said, we have found somebody here who does clean houses, clean homes, and we have this like small cleaning crew come, I want to say maybe like quarterly, I would guess, but it's really just an as needed basis. So right before baby, we had them come. Sometimes before, we have people coming to visit and stay with us, and it's just been a while since we've had them come. We'll do it, but it does come out to be about quarterly, I would say. Every time after they come, I wish we did it more often. It is obviously expensive to have somebody come clean your house, but there's kind of nothing like it when you didn't have to put any effort in and then you just have this beautifully clean home and it's clean like top to bottom. We don't have them clean our basement though, because we historically have not been in there a lot. But maybe next time we have them come, we'll have them do our basement just because we're playing a lot more in there in the winter. In terms of yard work, no. Jim does all of that himself. So a lot of times when people ask about how we divide household chores, which is another question that somebody asked, a lot of the outdoors goes to Jim. So even though it might look like I'm doing a lot in the house, maintaining our yard and taking care of all of those things is a ton of work. It's very time consuming, and he really tries to do as much as he can on his own to save us money. We had a couple of trees that we just had to have trimmed down that he wasn't able to do himself. He thought about like renting tools to do it, but it was mind-blowing how expensive it was to have just a couple of trees taken down and have the stumps grinded and all of that. So I truly appreciate everything he does, because even things like mowing the lawn and outsourcing that, it really adds up if you're not able to do it yourself. So completely appreciate him doing that. And then in terms of help with kids, Jim and I both have full-time jobs, so we need help with kids, and we do have to hire help because we have to work, and we both work traditional Monday through Friday, 9 to 5 type jobs. So we need somebody during those times. We started with a nanny with Owen, for the first 18 months of his life, and then switched to daycare. So he is at daycare, and with our second, with baby Henry, he is going to go to daycare after I am done with maternity leave, which I'm kind of sad about. We love our daycare, and I am excited for him to go there and be at the same spot as Owen and trust them. If I'm not able to have him at home with me, it's kind of like the next best thing, because we do really like it there. Back to that, how do Jim and I divide household tasks? I'm sure if you follow me, you know I do a lot of the cleaning and cooking. I personally love to cook, so all of the things that go along with meal planning, getting groceries, and cooking, that's pretty much me. I also do wash all of the laundry. I am not folding Jim's laundry right now. I don't know if you can tell that I'm kind of separating things, but I will lay it out nicely for him, and then he will fold all of his laundry. So I wash and dry things, but he still does his own folding of laundry, which just kind of saves me some time. Jim does a really good job of keeping track of other to-do list items. He is the one who is on top of our finances and all of that stuff. Of course, we're both involved in everything and kind of know what's going on. But those types of tasks are usually Jim. He's great with his to-do lists, which is saying a lot, because as somebody who's very organized, I appreciate how organized his to-do list is. He uses the Notes app on his computer, so he's constantly on top of things, saying, you know, we need to make sure we get a thank you note to this person, and it's on my list, and I'm not going to take it off till, you know, we have it done. And we even like split tasks. I'm thinking about thank you notes because we did some thank you notes for baby gifts last night, and he's the one who's like telling me who we need to write a thank you note to. I'm writing the note, and then he's looking up their address and addressing it and stamping it and sealing it. And we have this like split assembly line that we do together. And I think that's just kind of representative of a lot of things that we do. We split the tasks. Doctor's appointments and stuff, sometimes I make them, sometimes he makes them. He's really involved with a lot of Owen's stuff, especially medical related, and so he'll take care of certain things and I'll take care of others. I don't know, it just works really well for us. Another related question is, how do I organize, work, meetings, to-do lists? Am I a paper person or an electronic person? Like I said, Jim uses the Notes app, and that works for him really well. I do use the Notes app too, but not in the same way that he does, or not, I don't know, I'm not as dedicated to it as he is. We have a shared Google Calendar and iCal where we have all of our shared events. So I always know, like, if he has a happy hour after work, if he's going to be home late from work, or there's a doctor's appointment for Owen, those types of things will be on the shared calendar, or anything of mine that he would want to know about. I have a separate calendar for work. That's just how that works, is that I have all of my work meetings associated with my work email and stuff. So that's separate. I do transition some things, personal items, to my work calendar, just so I don't get booked with a meeting during that time, if it's during the day or even in the evenings. Because of my job, since I'm a lawyer, I sometimes will have meetings that bleed past that 5 o'clock hour. So if I have something important to do, let's say at 5 o'clock, I want to put that on my work calendar so people know that even though it's past 5, I do actually have something going on, so I'm busy and can't work past 5 o'clock, or we'll have a little gap where I can't really get to emails or be on a meeting or something like that. Paper or electronic, again, it's a combination, because my big calendar items I like to have electronically. And then I also am just such a sucker for a good old planner and paper to-do list. So I love to write out a weekly plan as well as a daily plan of things that I want to get done. I keep my more master to-do list on my computer, but on a daily, weekly basis, I take that master list and I'm like, okay, what do I want to get done from this? What's important daily and weekly? And I use my planner pads that I sell on my website that you can always check out if you're interested. I also use the dry erase board that I sell on my website to write out things that I want to get done. I've been using the dry erase board a lot on maternity leave, just because it feels less wasteful sometimes than a planner. I'm just going to use that strategy for certain days and not others, because then the planner feels like a waste. In terms of content planning, I like to write that out physically so I can see what YouTube videos I'm thinking about. We're doing the sophisticated declutter right now, so I'm trying to match everything up with what areas of our home we're decluttering content-wise on Instagram and on YouTube, as well as scheduling my email newsletters. So all of that stuff I like to see visually, but visually on paper. So the answer to that question is, it is a combo. Somebody else asked what food staples I keep in the house for easy meal making. A lot of different things. I do keep a pretty stocked pantry, fridge, and freezer. So let's see, like in my freezer, I always have bulk meats that I buy, typically from Costco. We always have chicken, salmon, beef, usually like flank steak type beef, as well as ground beef. I used to do a lot more ground turkey. I haven't done that as much recently. I can't remember if I said salmon, shrimp, but that's kind of about it for meat that we always have on hand. Our refrigerator, I always have apples. I usually have oranges, always avocados, always lemons and limes. Usually have Greek yogurt. That can be a great base for things. Always eggs. What else? And then like pantry staples, again, it's usually pretty stocked in there with different types of grains like rices and quinoas. I have breadcrumbs. I have all the different types of spices. I'm also usually pretty stocked on things that I would use for baking. So a lot of times I can look up a recipe to bake cupcakes or something and have everything I need on hand. But that's also because I do a ton of cooking and baking. If you are somebody that doesn't do that, it might not be a good idea to be that stocked up, because then you're just going to end up with things going bad. But if you are somebody that cooks a lot and you're looking to figure out what food staples you need, keep track of the types of things that you're using often, and then create a list of that and have that be your pantry, fridge, freezer staple list. And then every time you're going to the grocery store, you can kind of quickly run that list and make sure you have those things on hand in stock, just to make mealtime a little bit easier. A couple random questions. Somebody asked if I've done the MBTI personality test, which that's the Myers-Briggs personality test. I have. I did try and look it up before I started filming this video. I have no idea where the results are, and I also can't even tell you when I took it. I want to say I was in college when I took it, which was a while ago. So I don't know how it works. Maybe let me know in the comments if personalities change, but I would assume that it's kind of outdated at this point. So maybe I should take that again. If you have a guess at what you think I might be, let me know that as well. What do I do for fun? TV series that I love. For fun, I've mentioned I love to cook and bake. That is a favorite pastime of mine. Also, I am a huge TV watcher, so if I wasn't filming this video right now and I was folding laundry, I would for sure be watching a TV show. I don't love the silence at home, especially when it's just me. So oftentimes I bring my iPad around with me and have TV shows playing in the background. But because there are things playing in the background as I'm doing other tasks, usually it's not TV shows that I have to be really invested in. It's a lot of like, I don't know, those like stupid Netflix shows like Love is Blind or something. I have such a guilty pleasure with those types of shows. But I also watch some like network television series. I love a good documentary. I love true crime shows. I just in general kind of watch a lot of TV, but again, it's not really like me just sitting on the couch doing nothing watching TV. It's while I'm cleaning, while I'm cooking, while I'm folding laundry. So I feel like, I don't know if there's a favorite TV series, and if I do have a favorite one, it's probably something embarrassing. Okay, then questions about my job. Somebody said, tell us more about your job. You know, what type of law you practice. Do I like working from home? I am an attorney. That is my full-time job. I do work full-time, so, you know, minimum 40 hours a week. And I work remote for a company based in New York. It is healthcare law, and I'm specifically focused on contracts. So that's what I've been doing since I graduated law school, mostly corporate law, working for a company in their legal department. So I have not worked for a law firm since I graduated law school. I did work for law firms as internships when I was in law school. Wasn't totally for me. I don't love the idea of the billable hour and having to like monitor everything, live that way, and have a certain amount of hours that you need to be reaching to continue to move your career forward. I love working for a company. Like I said, sometimes I end up working more than a 40-hour work week. Other weeks, you know, if I'm done and things are slow, then I'm done. Working from home is great, especially after I am coming from working in Denver, where my commute was easily an hour, could have been an hour and a half depending on traffic. Just checking on him, he's still sleeping. He makes little noises every now and then. But I used to coach skating, figure skating, before I would work, and then drive to work a full day, and then Denver traffic was so bad I would work out in the gym at my office to kind of wait out some of the traffic. Sometimes I'd even shower at work in the gym and then go home, eat dinner, and go to bed and do it all over again. I had like zero free time. Working from home, just even saving the commute and getting fully ready every single day. I work a job where most of our meetings are on video, so I still have to like look somewhat presentable, but a lot better than my old job where like I was wearing business casual, probably dresses and skirts, heels a lot of days. Skipping that is really nice. And then just the ease of being able to cook dinner at the end of the day, because Jim usually takes Owen to school because the daycare is pretty close to his office, and I work from home, so it doesn't make sense for me to drive all the way there to drop him off. So after I'm done with my work day, especially because I work New York hours, I have like a little gap where I'm done with my work day typically, and there's a little bit of time before Jim and Owen get home, so I can cook dinner and have it on the table when they get home, which if I went into an office, I would not have the opportunity to do that. Somebody asked if I plan to grow sophisticated organization and sophisticated motherhood into a full-time job. And somebody asked, you know, how I split and balance time with having 2 kids, a full-time job, a side business, and a home to take care of, and whether I'm the type of person that has always been one to keep a busy schedule. I think You know, I always dreamed of being a stay-at-home mom. I will say it's hard to make that transition. I do really like my job right now. It supports my family a lot, and I like the people that I work with. I like the work that I'm doing, but I think it might, you know, potentially be in my future to move the direction of staying home with kids, especially while they're young. I don't know if I did that, like sophisticated would be my full-time job, if that move would be made because of where my side hustle is. If it's like making enough money, then that's when I would take the leap, or if I would take the leap because of how many kids we have and what stage they're in and all of that. I don't know. It's possible there's a transition like that in my future. It's something I think about, but at this point, you know, I'm on maternity leave. I'm planning on going back to work and continuing to work. Like I said, Henry's gonna go to daycare with Owen, so no plans as of yet. It is a busy schedule to balance all of those things, but I am somebody who thrives on a busy schedule and have really done well historically being busy. I don't love having nothing to do. So for example, on maternity leave, if I was just here on maternity leave doing kind of nothing, I would get really bored. So I love that I have this side passion that I can put as much or as little as I want into it. And I really try and look at it that way. Like if my family needs something, this is going to take a back seat, and my family comes first. My career, which is my full-time job right now, still comes first over this. And this is just kind of like a hobby, but I love that it has turned into something more and does have the potential to be even more than that. Somebody asked, how do I create time to film? Do Owen and Jim leave the house? So sometimes I mentioned with that hour that I have after work before Jim and Owen come, sometimes I'll film like a quick video, especially a video like this where I'm just like talking to the camera. Those are pretty easy to film. I take advantage of nap time. So when Owen goes down to sleep, I usually film a video every weekend, every Saturday and every Sunday. Sometimes I'll film videos after Owen goes to sleep. And when Owen is napping, the reason you don't see Jim around is, number one, I don't think he really wants to be on camera or be filmed. And number two, like I said, he has a lot of yard work that he's doing and other things to keep our household going. So he is usually running around trying to get stuff done while Owen is asleep as well. And I think those are kind of like the only other question. My laundry's all folded. I now need to neatly and nicely lay out Jim so it doesn't get all wrinkly. And can't believe he's still napping throughout this whole thing. I am so excited to have new videos coming out. If you've been following along with the Sophisticated Declutter, I am so happy to have you joining me. Keep up the good work. We're already a few weeks in and lots more to come with that. If you have other questions that I didn't address in this video or you missed asking a question, leave it in the comments below. I will try and get back to you. You can always shoot me a DM on Instagram if you want to chat. But until next time, I will see you guys later.